All right, good morning, everybody. It's Jim Stoker with FOAC Institute here to talk briefly about United States versus Hemani. On June 18th, a big Supreme Court decision came down finding that Hemani was an individual who had been arrested for possession of, I think it was around 60 grams of marijuana and a few grams of cocaine on a federal raid to his home, was charged and considered a prohibited person as a result of those drugs being present in the home. The Supreme Court has decided and ruled in that case that mere possession of controlled substances is not enough to prohibit you from bearing arms, something obviously we agree with. However, unusual stances, the government stood by that line for quite some time. And the impact of this case is not broad in the sense that it instantly means anybody that's been arrested for possession of a controlled substance is no longer a prohibited user. It is a narrow case here. It applies only to Hemani in this case. But what it does is it opens the door to that argument, and other cases will be argued for individuals that will now take advantage of that Supreme Court ruling to find that those individuals who'd been arrested for possession of controlled substances are not prohibited persons. The court basically ruled and told the government you can't say that an entire category of people are dangerous just because they possess a controlled substance. You have to prove that those individuals somehow, some way are violent or are some sort of threat to society to be armed, not just the mere possession of a controlled substance. So, interesting court case. It does come down. It was not a facial challenge. It does not instantly do away with the law on prohibited persons. However, it does present an avenue for defendants to overcome those types of charges if there are nonviolent charges in mere possession. So we're looking to see what can be done there. We'll watch what happens. I'm sure some of the national groups are going to be engaged in this as well. So stay tuned, see where this leads. And remember, organizations like ours only make it because of donations and membership from folks like you. So stay engaged, get involved, especially here in Pennsylvania. This case will have an impact in Pennsylvania. It's going to need to. So don't forget, we have an election coming up on November 19th. Get gun owners and hunters out to vote. People are still making the mistake of believing the only threat is from the national. The big threat to our gun rights is here in Pennsylvania. It is in Harrisburg. So get out and vote. Make sure that pro-gun legislators maintain control of the Senate, and maybe we can even get the pro-gun legislators back in control of the House. Again, Jim Stoker with FOAC Institute. Thank you.